So, good afternoon everyone. Today we are going to discuss with you about the hospital environment for a sick child, impact of hospitalization on the child and family. Hospital, why the hospital settings for the care of the child is in hospitals, in schools, in community clinics, in home. Okay. In hospitals there is a 24 hours observation will be happens, emergency hospitalization, outpatient department, day facilities, rehabilitative care, medical surgical unit, intensive care unit, school based clinic, community clinic, and home. Then the sick child is different from the sick adult. The differences of the illnesses in child and adult are based on the anatomic, physical, psychological differences between the immature child and the mature adult. Often, illness and hospitalization are the first crisis children must face. During early years, children are particularly vulnerable to stress because stress represents a change from the usual state of health and environmental routine. Definition of hospitalization is a admittance to the hospital as a patient. Purpose for hospitalization of the children is scheduled tests for a variety of reasons, scheduled tests, procedures or surgery, emergency medical treatment, administration of medications to stabilize or monitor an existing condition. Pre-admission guidelines, assigning a room based on the developmental age, seriousness of diagnosis, communicability of illness, and projected length of stay. Prepare roommates for the arrival of a new patient when children are too young to benefit from this consideration. Prepare parents, prepare room for child and family with admission rooms and equipment nearby. Admission procedure here, introduce primary nurse to the child and family first. Introduction is most important. Orient child and family to inpatient facilities to assign the room and unit. A pediatric unit should be a happy and attractive place with cheerful home-like surroundings. It should have colorful walls with the suitable pictures. Furniture should be attractive and colorful without any poisonous paints, any projections, any sharp edges. Floor should not be slippery. Safety measures to be maintained. A pediatric unit should be facilitated of separate areas for different types of child. Treatment room, examination room, play room, dining room, pantry, waiting room for visitors and parents. Consultation room, teaching room for visitors, storeroom and bathroom for children and adults, nurses station, doctor's room, etc. The patient unit must meet the needs of the children and their parents. The physical environment of pediatric unit should be pleasing by maintenance of cleanliness, orderliness of furniture and equipment. You are seeing the units, how the units in pediatric wards with good ventilation, plenty of fresh air, good. They should have comfortable temperature, that is about 22 to 25 degrees centigrade. Humidity is about 65%. Spacing between two beds must be 6 to 8 feet with adequate cleaning facilities. The unit should be free from the flies, mosquitoes, bed bugs, cats, dogs. They should have the facilities for the isolation of infectious patients, disinfection of articles and other methods of cross-infection, provision of safety measures for prevention of accidents in the pediatric unit. There should be recreation facilities like toys, music, television to reduce the fear and anxiety of the children. Effects of hospitalization on the child. Individual risk factor, beneficial effect on the hospitalization. Individual risk factor, a number of risk factors make certain children more vulnerable than others to stress of hospitalization. Rural children exhibit significantly greater degree than the urban children. Children who are active and strong-willed tend to fare better than when hospitalized than the youngsters who are passive. Nurses should be alert to children who passively accept all changes and requests. These children may need more support than the oppositional children. The stressors may be long-term and short-term with negative outcomes. Adverse outcomes may be related to the length and number of admissions, multiple invasive procedures, and anxiety of parents. Common responses include regression, separation anxiety, apathy, fears, sleeping disturbances, especially for children younger than 7 years of age. Supportive practices such as family-centered care, frequent family visiting may lessen the these type of stresses for such in children. Research also indicated that a children's pain experience determines how the overall hospitalization is experienced. Meaning of illness and hospitalization to child: infant, toddler, preschooler, school age, adolescent. Infant will feel charged in familiar routine, surroundings, responses with global reactions, separation from love objective. Then toddler, fear of separation, desertion, separation anxiety, highest in these age groups. Relates illness to a concrete conditions, circumstances or behavior. Whereas preschool children will have the fear of body harm or mutilation, then castrations, intrusive procedures, separation anxiety less intensive than the toddler but strong. Then school age children will fear the physical nature of the illness, concern regarding separation from the age mates and ability to maintain position in peer group. Adolescents anxious regarding loss independence, control, identity, concern about the privacy. Then one by one, age wise, we will see the reactions. Here the reactions of neonates: oscillation with prolonged illness, neonatal period, interrupts in the early stages of development, mother and child relationship and family integration, impairment of bonding, trusting relationship, inability of the parents to love and care for the baby, inability of the baby to respond to parents and family members. Infants will have the separation anxiety, as we discussed, emotional withdrawal, depression. Older infants, that is 8 to 12 months of age, fear of strangers, excessive crying, cringing and over dependence on the mother. Then the major stress from the middle infancy throughout the preschool age, especially for the children 6 to 30 months, is separation anxiety. Stage of protest. Here the children react aggressively to separation from the parents. Stage of despair. The crying stops. The depression is evident. The child is less active, is uninterested in play or food, or withdrawal from the others. Stage of detachment or denial. Superficial. It appears that the child has finally adjusted to the loss. This is infant. Stages of preparation. Just now only I discussed with you. Then reactions of the toddler: protest, despair and denial phases. In the protest stage, frequent crying, shaking cry, rejecting nurse's attention, then urgent desire to find the mother, showing signs of distress with the anger, tears, especially when with the mother. Despair, the toddler becomes hopeless, apathic, anorectic, then listless, looks sad, cry continuously or intermittently, and use comfort measures like thumb sucking, fingering lip and tightly clenching a toy. Denial phase, the child reacts by accepting care without protest. They process all feelings. The child does not cry in the absence of the mother and may seem more attached to nurses. Then regression, also one stage in the toddler. In this stage, they want to stop using newly acquired skills and may return to behavior of infant during the illness and hospitalization. This is a toddler. Then reactions of the preschool is protest is the main reaction. All this along with this. The stage of protest in preschool children is usually less aggressive and direct. Then reactions of the school age children: fear, worry, mutilation, fantasies, modesty and privacy. Along with this, regression, separation anxiety, negativism, depression, phobia, unrealistic fear, separation or denial of symptoms and conscious attempts of mature behavior. Reactions of adolescent: loss of control and insecurity. Then family reactions: reactions of parents, reactions of siblings, factors influencing family reactions. Effects of hospitalization on the family: breaking in unity of the family, separation from the children, feeling of inadequacy, feel anxiety, anger, fear, disappointment, parent anxiety related to strange environment, unknown events, then spread of infections, other members from the family. Then how to minimize this emotional trauma in the children and parents? Family integrity, child relations should be maintained. The sick child should be supported and guided. Needs of each child are different. Then assessment of these needs as well as those of family members form the basis of nursing intervention. The pediatric nurse seeks to promote, maintain, restore health in both children and their parents by health counseling, teaching about the needs. Hospitalized child should be cared by the professional nurse following scientific principles of the disease process, nursing process. Family participation for the planning, implementation, evaluating plans of care is essential for optimal outcome. Within safe environment, the sick child needs expert physical care, emotional support, expressions of feelings, and continuation of school education to promote the continued growth both in the acute and chronic illnesses. Then play activities for ill hospitalized child provides diversion, helps in child feel more secure in strange environment, helps to lessen the stress of separation, encourage interaction, development of positive attitude towards others. Play in infancy, pleasure by touching, manipulation. 5 to 6 months, infant repeats activities. 9 months, repeat games. 12 months, recognition, acknowledgement of others. Play in second year, 2 to 3 years. Fascination with the working part of the toys. Talking and toy phone involves parents. Third year, child taught to share, conflict between the parents and child. Preschool children, competitive and mastery of tasks, gender roles. Then school age children, football and basketballs. Playrooms in the hospital. Advantages of play to the hospital children. Therapeutic and activities are guided. Emotional outlet acts out real stress is used to teach child prior to situation. Then enhances cooperation used during an unpleasant procedure. Therapeutic play techniques. Infants try mobiles, soft toys, music. Toddler play peek-boo or hide and seek play. Read family stories. Play with dolls, puzzles, building blocks. And then preschooler play with safe hospital equipment, crayons, puppets, books, videos. School age children, dolls, hospital equipment, board games, books, computers. Play therapy is also one of the therapeutic play. Now we will see the role of a nurse in caring of hospitalized child. First role is preparing child and family for hospitalization, admitting the child to the facility. Nurse's role in neonate, rooming in and sensory motors. Rooming in means mother and family should be accompanied with the neonatal. Then infants encourage mother to balance her responsibilities. Then toddler rooming in and unlimited visiting hours to express the child's feelings. No punishment. Home routines can be continued. Allowed to play. In preschooler, provide parental participation. Then hospital stay. Careful preparation for all procedures by privacy, explanation. Encourage the child to participate in the self-care and hygienic activities. Those things will remove fear and reassure the child. In school age children, help the parents to prepare the child for elective hospitalization, provide privacy. Thorough nursing history should be obtained for plan of care. Explain the procedures and its purposes. Encourage play, self-care and continue schoolwork. Ensure parents to cope with their own anxieties and introduce to other parents in the same unit and consistent visiting pattern. For adolescents, prepare the parents for planned hospitalization. Available hospital facilities should be explained soon after admission. Respect the person's preferences on the self-care and food habit. Explain all procedures. Provide opportunities for recreation, peer relationship, interactions with other adolescent patients and expressions of feelings. Nursing interventions and operations, nursing care of a sick. Psychological stress, physiological stress, environmental stress, biological stress, chemical stress. Then promoting schoolwork and education during hospitalization, providing play activities, recreation of hospitalized child, maintaining safety, providing basic care. And preparing the child and family for the discharge. Follow-up appointment, guidelines about when to contact the physician, activity level allowed, then medication schedule, specific dates for when the child may return to the school or daycare. Nursing diagnosis for the hospitalized child, anxiety related to hospital situations, fear of injury, separation from family, painful procedures as evidenced by the crying, pushing, withdrawal or resistance, risk for powerlessness related to lack of control over the procedure, treatments, care, changes in the usual routine, deficient diversional activity related to confinement in bed or healthcare facilities, lack of appropriate stimulation from toys or peers, activity restrictions as evidenced by the verbalization of boredom or lack of participation. All you have to write these nursing diagnoses in 5 parts or 7 parts of care plan. Interrupt family process related to separation from child due to hospitalization, changes in the role function as evidenced by the parental verbalization of the issues. Self-care deficient related to immobility, activity restriction, regression or use of equipment as evidenced by the inability to feed, bathe, address, self-care or other activities of daily living. To conclude, nurses play a vital role for improved care and better outcome of hospitalized child. In the care of sick child, pediatric nurses are responsible to maintain the legal and ethical aspects. Nurses also need to anticipate the anxiety of the parents and family members. Family-centered care, parental participation and more psychological approach should be emphasized during the comprehensive care of the sick child. That's all about this session. Thank you.